Welcome to the third edition of our program Nostalgia. And you would remember, friends, that we are talking to Rajan Johri, the son of Shri S.C. Johri, our teacher in St. Francis. And Rajan will be continuing talking to us today about his father and about our teacher. And to add a little bit of variety to the whole thing, we also have with us Dr. Ajay Shadra. Dr. Ajay Shadra was also a student of Johri Sahab, and during the time when we were in school, and Dr. Ajay Shadra, who was at that time not Dr. Shadra but just Ajay, and Ajay Kangumal as what he used to be called, and a lovely personality who would be, very keen to make sure that things were enthusiastic, and he would add a lot of hilarious issues to whatever things were going around him. So, Ajay, welcome to the program, and Rajan, welcome to the program.
Hi, wonderful. Thank you so much. Hello, Ajay.
Hello, thank you. Hi, Rajan.
Rajan,
Hi.
let's continue from...
Hi, Syed.
Hi, Doc. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, sure. Thank
Rajan, let us continue from where you left the last time. And you were talking about, the last thoughts that you left with us was that Lambretta you talked about. And that Lambretta was so well known to all the students. In fact, that small gallery which was connecting to the laboratory used to be the parking place for a couple of other scooters. We will come to them later on. But let's talk a little bit about that scooter, that Lambretta you talked about. Ajay, you remember that Lambretta?
Yes, I do. Very well.
Rajan, which model was it? By the way? You have any idea which model was it?
I remember the model because me and my father and there was a teacher of mathematics, Mr. S.P. Shrivastava, who went to US in the year 1969. So he and my father bought two Lambrettas together. So it was a 1964 model.
Oh, wonderful. 1964.
And both of them bought it. My father bought a blue color one and he brought a green color one. And they would both go riding, and they would stop at this near the Odeon crossing, near the Hewitt Odeon crossing, and there was a Munna Panwala. And he would stop. And I do remember that S.P. Shrivastava Sahab would actually ask for a little bit of tuna and put it on the headlight so he can actually use that tuna while he's driving. And my father and us, we would all go together driving all the way. So I do remember at that time. And now that Ajay is on the call today and on the show today, I must tell you that the day this massive accident happened and the 10-tonner truck got onto us and I had to be pulled out. When we came out of that, my father said, okay, leave the scooty here, police will come. The truck was also stalled. And then we all went to school. And in the afternoon, two policemen and military people, they came down and they said that we would be arresting this driver because so I remember distinctly my father saying, why are you going to arrest him? And so they said, well, this is like almost, you could have almost got killed. He said, almost, no, I never got killed. And I would say God's hands were in his hands at the steering wheel. If he had not stopped it, it would have rolled us over. And I would personally feel there's nothing to do about that. And please just, so he said, are you saying so like that? You don't want a case? And my father said, no. What case? Accidents are called accidents because it happens like that. And it has happened that way. I mean, I should have been more careful before crossing the roundabout. And they said, well, you please sign this paper because this guy was going to be suspended and whatever military police would have done. And then my father said, these Ajay Kangumal and I do not remember one more person. They were all supposed to be going towards Blunt Square, which was close to my home. So my father said, why don't you go today with Ajay and the whole group, and because I'll have to finish all these formalities. And so I remember distinctly that incident had Ajay too in the picture, because at the end of that, we all walked in and we went out, and I went with Ajay all the way. And that the time I went up to his first floor, his room, and then we had some omelette and bread at his home. And then we beat out there itself from this nice connected toilet. And then after that, he said, "Chalo, main tumhe ghar chhod deta hu," because that there was a blunt square, had a big nala crossing in between, and it was a little dangerous for small kids to go by. So Ajay went in with me up to that crossing, and when I took down the steps and crossed the nala, I said, "Bye, see you."
Rajan,
so
you
it's great that
opened
Ajay is
many.
here and I'm in that opportunity.
Rajan, you've opened many things today in this discussion. I'm afraid we'll have to wind up for this episode, and as usual, we'll have to continue into the next one. Now you brought in Ajay Kangumal also now, so he's also a part of the conspiracy that I can see.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen, Rajan Johri and Dr. Ajay Shadra. We don't go away. We shall continue into the next episode with you. Thank you very much. And that was a talk with Rajan Johri and Ajay Shadra. I hope you enjoyed it. We're talking about our biology teacher, Shri S.C. Johri Sahab, and how he approached situations as they came before him. In the previous episode, if you remember, we were talking about he met with an accident and how he responded. And in this episode, you heard Rajan saying when the policeman came and was talking about a possibility of arresting the driver of the truck, our teacher, our mentor, Johri Saab, declined and he refrained. And that's just like a teacher. Thank you very much for listening to this. Until the time we meet again, take care. Bye-bye.